Hi friends, this lesson is for Module 6, Lesson 6. Do you recognize some old friends that we've seen before? Yeah, the Gators are back. Do you know why they're here? Oh good, I hope that you said something about helping us to know what numbers are greater or less than each other. They're here to help us compare. Now our learning goal for today says, I can compare a number using words and symbols. We're going to say things like greater than, less than, and equal to, and then we're going to use the symbols, kind of like the alligator mouse, to help us to explain the numbers as we're comparing them as well. Here, let's try it. Okay, just to review, our alligators, even though we've seen them before, remind us that alligators like to eat the bigger number. So when we have an opening, it's going to be opening towards the biggest number. Now these are the rules when you're trying to determine which one is bigger or greater. First, you're going to look at the tens. Then, if they're the same, you need to look at the ones. All right, so first we'll look at the tens, then we'll look at the ones. Are you ready, friend? Here we go. All right, so I have 57 and 94. The first thing I'm going to do is, look at the tens. So in 57 there are 5 tens, and in 94 there are 9 tens. Which number is bigger, 5 tens or 9 tens? Yeah, you're totally right. 9 tens is way bigger than 5 tens. Did I even have to worry about the ones? Nah, because since the tens were different, I just had to look at the tens. Now I can go ahead and describe it. I can say 57 is blank 94. Friends, would I say 57 is greater than 94, less than 94, or equal to 94? What do you think? Ding, 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 ding. You're right. 57 is less than 94. Remember, the alligator is going to eat the big number. Let's try another one. Okay, I have 83 and 7 tens and 5 ones. Now, Miss Arwood's being so tricky because you'll notice that I have 83 the regular way, and then I have 7 tens and 5 ones the say 10 way. But don't worry because our rules don't even change. We're going to look at the tens, and then we'll look at the ones. So let's see, how many tens are there in 83? Yeah, you're right, there's 8. And how many tens are there in 7 tens and 5 ones? Yep, just 7. So which number is bigger, the 8 tens or the 7 tens? Oh, I can't trick you, you're right. 8 tens is way bigger than 7 tens. If I was going to go ahead and write that in a good number sentence, I would say 83 is blank 7 tens and 5 ones. Is 83 greater than, less than, or equal to 7 tens and 5 ones? I've already compared the tens, so I know that 83 is greater than 7 tens and 5 ones. Okay, friends, it's your turn. Can you go get a dry erase board and a marker? Or your math journal? I'm going to have you go ahead and write down your good answers as you're working. Ready? Okay, here we go. So I have 65 and 67. Can you go ahead and press pause and go ahead and make your alligator eating the biggest number? And then press play to check yourself. Oh man, friends, this one was a tricky one. Because if you'll notice, the first thing we always do is look at the tens. And the tens are totally the same. So what do we have to do after that? Yeah, we have to go look at the ones. So in 65, there are 5 ones. In 67, there are 7 ones. Since I'm just worried about the ones at this point, I know that 67 is bigger than 65 because 7 ones is way bigger than 5 ones. If I was going to write that in a good number or in a good sentence, I could say 65 is blank 67. Can you go ahead and write that in a good sentence just like I did? But can you fill in the answer as either greater than, less than, or equal to? Okay, you ready to check yourself? All right, I said 65 is less than 67. Don't forget, the alligator is going to eat the bigger number, and we describe what we see going from left to right. All right, ready to try another one? Man, oh man, I'm really trying to trick you because, as you can see, I keep doing it the say 10 way. Question for you, do our rules change? Nope, they do not. Now, it takes quite a bit to write a number the say 10 way. So on your dry erase board, if you want, you can just go ahead and write these numbers the regular way. All right, go ahead and have the alligator eating the biggest number. All right, let's check ourselves. Boom. Did you have the alligator eating 9 tens and 0 ones? You did? Oh, I can't even trick you. Yeah, that's right. Now, I tried to get you by writing them in the say 10 ways, but our rules don't change. All I have to do is look at the tens and then look at the ones. In 3 tens and 9 ones, there's only 3 tens. And in 9 tens and 0 1, there's 9 tens. I know that 9 is bigger than 3, so my alligator is going to eat him up. If I wanted to go ahead and write this the regular way and then compare it, I could say 39 is blank 90. Can you go ahead and write that good sentence and tell me, is it greater than, less than, or equal to? Ready to check yourself? Okay. I said 39 is less than 90. Is that what you said? Woohoo! Man, you're rocking and rolling. We're so good at comparing. Let's try this one. Okay, be careful. Miss Arwood's wild. I have 44 and 4 tens and 4 ones. What do you think? Oh, I can't fool you. They're equal. You're right. If I look at the tens, they're totally the same. There are 4 tens. If I look at the ones, they're totally the same. There's 4 ones. That means they're equal to one another. If I filled in this good number sentence, I would say 44 is equal to 44 because 44 is the exact same thing as 44. All right, our learning goal said that I can compare a number using words and symbols, and we've done just that. We've said greater than, less than, or equal to, and we've used all these good alligator chomps, and then the equal sign, of course. It's your turn to do some practicing on your own. I'm going to go ahead and have you get this exit ticket from your teacher. Now it says to go ahead and use the alligator mouths on the inside of the circles to compare. All right, this is what my recommendation is. Are you ready? If you need to, write the numbers the regular way on your dry erase board. But if you go very carefully, you can see that all you have to do is just look at the tens, compare those first. If they're the same, then go look at the ones. Go slowly, friends. This can be tricky when it's all say 10 way. Good luck.